Hi, welcome back to Real World Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we are talking about the series WandaVision. If you're not familiar with the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, this series acts like a bridge to the next phase leading up to the next Doctor Strange film, and so on. This series is only a one-season deal, so that means there's not going to be a second season for this show. If there was, I'd be surprised. Rest assured, I'm going to keep this review as vague as possible so there will be no worries of spoilers. This series blends the style of classic sitcoms with the MCU, in which Wanda Maximoff and Vision, two superpowered beings, live in their ideal suburban lives as they begin to suspect that everything is not as it seems. I will admit that when the first two episodes dropped on the same day and I watched them, I was taken aback. I thought it was going to be a parody of classic sitcoms such as Bewitched, Dick Van Dyke, and so on. I'm sure I'm not the only one here, but no one knew how this series was going to pan out from the get-go. It was perplexing at first, but I stuck with it until the end. As we got more and more episodes, things started coming together. After staying up late to catch the finale last night the minute it dropped, I watched it and I felt underwhelmed immediately afterwards. So you could imagine how infuriated I was. In the era of binge watching, this series does things differently. Unlike having all episodes dumped all at once, we go back to conventional means with a new episode being aired weekly. That didn't bother me because it gave me, and I'm sure others, to talk to friends about what could possibly happen in the following week's episode. By the time everyone was hyped up from the build-up of conversations, we got a new episode every Friday. I really appreciate how that was handled elaborately. The main stars of the show, Elizabeth Olsen and Bettany, are truly the bread and butter as to what makes this series amazing. The chemistry displayed between the two is quite like none other. We also have other great talented actors such as Kathryn Hahn, Randall Park, Teyonah Parris, and Kat Dennings. Easily enough, I loved all of the characters. The series itself is discombobulating to say the least. At first you don't know what the ever-loving heck is going on. After the first two episodes, characters start becoming self-aware and weird things start happening while we get exposition going on. After Marvel Studios finally getting back the rights for X-Men and the Fantastic Four, a lot of expectations were going around with the thought of them being introduced in this series. Unfortunately, that did not happen. If you consider yourself a big fan of the X-Men series, prepare to get insulted by the time you get to the finale. I can't say why because of spoilers. What I can tell you is that a fan-favorite character gets reduced down to an inappropriate joke. If that isn't a big slap in the face, I don't know what is. It's a great series, don't get me wrong. But I despised how marketing hyped up the finale to the point where it matched the quality to that of the ending of Season 2 of The Mandalorian. Turns out, it was only a stunt to troll the fans as it ends on a massive cliffhanger. Sure, Wanda's emotional story is beautifully written, but everything else just took a complete nosedive off the deep end. How do you go from a great build-up of well-written episodes leading up to a finale that ends on a low note? I don't know how to describe it, but the finale script took a noticeable dip in quality. Overall, WandaVision is no doubt a series that's definitely worth checking out. Even though I was dissatisfied with the ending, the finale's two post-credit scenes leave you with an insatiable thirst wanting more. It had potential to be something greater, but the finale didn't stick the landing from the expectations that many, including myself, had. If you go into this show with little to no expectations, you may still have a fun time regardless. I give this series an A-. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up with my real reviews.